Hey guys, Matt Masur from Good News York. We are doing a very special interview. This is awesome. I'm very excited. One of my favorite diners. We're going to hear a story of how it came to be. We're at Second Chance here in Camillus. Is this Camillus or Fairmount technically? I don't know where.
Fairmount,
I
technically?
I don't know where the line is, but
somewhere down the road.
Yeah, right on Genesee Street. You can't miss it. In the old Good Buddies location, and we'll get to how you got here. But let's start with first and foremost. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man, and tell us what you do here.
I'm Eddie DePalma. I'm the owner of Second Chance Diner, and what I do here is run the operation.
That's it. I love it. I love it. Eddie, let's sort of jump in a little bit in the beginning, right? So it's Second Chance. That alludes to there was some kind of first chance, right? And something that inspired this. Could you tell us a little bit about kind of your backstory, how you got here?
Yeah, I mean, nothing inspired my first chance. My first chance was not the greatest. So I am a recovering addict. So the meaning behind Second Chance was, this was my second chance, a new beginning, and
Sure.
I came from a history of addiction, and that's a real hard thing to. I don't say we beat it, we learn to live and cope with it.
Sure.
But to live in active recovery, not a lot of people get to see that light.
Yeah.
So, I'm very grateful, and I'm very grateful for what I've built, and, the meaning behind it, how many people I inspire. Truly didn't realize how many people my story inspired, and, how much hope really goes.
Yeah.
Can't tell you how many times I've walked around this restaurant and been stopped by a customer and sat down and, heard their story of what they're going through themselves or their children, their mother or brother.
Wow.
And, we're in the middle of an epidemic. It's a lot more common than you think.
Yeah.
And addiction doesn't discriminate. I've seen all walks of life under addiction,
Sure.
Doctors, lawyer, you name it.
Yeah.
So just to hear some people's stories and to, know that I give them hope and connection and listen to their story and telling them mine, it's a nice thing,
Yeah.
There's been some emotional moments with some clients.
I believe it.
So it's nice to just be able to connect with people on that level,
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Is that kind of what inspired you to use a diner sort of as your vehicle? There's a lot of folks that have become entrepreneurs.
Yep.
To try to find their way.
So I will tell you, I am a businessman at heart.
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur. So I was a barber for 11 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was a barber for 11 years. I've never worked in a restaurant, not even for 15 minutes of my life.
Wow.
So one day I just walked in and I realized I didn't want to do this the rest of my life. I always knew from a young age I was meant for bigger things.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought different, spoke different, always had bigger goals and aspirations. So I just walked in one day and said, this is my 2-month notice. I don't want to be a barber anymore. And
Yeah.
my bosses were like, well, what are you going to do? I have no idea. So I worked really hard. I saved up all my money.
Wow.
I rode a bike everywhere for 2 years. Could have went and bought a vehicle, but
Sure.
a part of me wanted to remember the suffering and where I came from and never wanting to go back to that. So at beginning stages of my recovery, I won't say I tortured myself, but I made things a lot harder for myself.
Gotcha.
Just to, kind of remember if you go back, this is what you're going to be doing again. So yeah, for 2 years, I rode a bike, pedal bike, all over the place. Yeah. So I had no idea what I was going to do. And I used to live in Eastwood at the time, and I used to go to Carl's Country Kitchen every morning. I love the ladies over there. I used to go there every morning for breakfast before I went to work. So that's kind of where like the diner idea sparked. But I would get home and I'd get on Facebook Marketplace every night, or I'd be at the barbershop, scoping through Facebook Marketplace, just trying to figure out what direction I wanted to bring my life and what business I wanted to own.
Sure.
So it was actually my ex's birthday, and I had seen a listing for a restaurant space down on Bennett Road.
Okay.
And I knew I wanted to do something in Camillus. I'm born and raised. Believe it or not, come full circle, this is actually my childhood street,
Oh, wow.
Columbus Ave.
Wow.
My mom actually worked here when this was Fresno's.
Wow.
So talk about a full circle
Yeah.
moment. I actually have a picture of my sign, and above it is Columbus Ave. So, yeah, it was a real full circle moment. But anyway, yeah, I seen the space front. I knew I wanted to do something in Camillus. I knew I wanted to be in Camillus. I've always been, big part of the community here. And so it was a barbecue place, and I went walking through, and I just had this gut feeling I couldn't shake. So 2 days later, I ended up signing a lease, a 5-year lease, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
Yeah.
I was in over my head 10 ways to Sunday. A lot of people don't know this. I actually went broke twice.
Wow.
I thought I was going to fail. I laid in bed every night it took me 9 months to renovate that place.
Wow.
Everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Yeah.
And that place is what tested me, not only as a man, to see what kind of drive I had, to see that failure was never an option, and to just learn like really what it means to be an entrepreneur. Like,
Yeah.
there's no one to call. You got to figure out these issues on your own. And
Right.
failure wasn't an option for me. It couldn't be. I had my life savings into this and more. I'd quit my job at this
Sure.
point. I had a family, a daughter, a home. I had all the cards stacked against me, and by the grace of God, I fully renovated the place to be absolutely beautiful. Went through all the hurdles, everything that go on. I got through it. We opened, and my first day, the line out the door. And every day moving forward, line out the door.
That's awesome.
I was very blessed. We were busy from day one. But what a lot of people don't know is the amount of hours I spent in my office. Like, there was days I worked 18, 20 hours.
Wow.
Because I was renovating a restaurant, and then nobody sees the back end of it, all
Sure.
the legalities, all the paperwork, all the permits, building all the menus, ordering everything that you need to get to be able to open a restaurant. And you're talking to a kid who never worked in a restaurant.
Right.
So
You're figuring it all out.
yeah, I'm going around to all these diners and kind of like looking around and seeing how they set things up. And, I took a trip to Jersey and New York City and Mass. I went to a bunch of
Wow.
different diners. And my mentor told me, he said, if you're gonna open something, you have to have something where people can't get anywhere else.
Yep.
Because if you have a wait, why are they gonna wait?
Sure.
So I kind of took that idea, to heart. And when I built my menu, I built a menu that you can't get anywhere else. So people wait the hour or 2 hours to eat breakfast here because what I offer, you can't. I
Yeah.
do something very special. I put a lot of time, effort, and a lot of thought into building my menu, and a lot of the creations I brought were never seen or heard from
Yeah.
anywhere around here. I was the first person to do the cereal-infused pancakes and, the milkshakes and all that,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's such great stuff. You talked about a little bit where you started there over on Bennett.
Yep.
In that space. Talk to me about, at what point you decide you've outgrown it.
Yep.
And then again, what time you've outgrown the next space. How does that work?
So, Bennett was smaller. We set 49 seats interior. And then in the spring, summer months, we had an outdoor patio that sat about 60.
Oh.
I outgrew that building in about 60 days.
Yeah.
But I had a lease.
Sure.
I had just invested my life savings in this. I couldn't move. So, we rocked it out and we did the best we could. And we dealt with, the weights and the volume. And once I opened the outdoor patio, that helped alleviate some of the wait times and getting
Sure.
people in. But that was only a temporary fix.
Yeah.
Because once winter came, we had
Right.
to close the patio down. You're back to 49 seats, and that place was stuffed to the brim.
Yeah.
Open
Wasn't
to
a huge
close.
place.
No, open to close. So my mind started spinning, and the old Friendly's building had been vacant for a couple years. So I had my eyes on that, and I had the owners of Township 5 calling me like every week. I want you to take a space in Township. And, you know, as a businessman, there's a lot of factors that go into opening a restaurant, you know. And at this point, I had learned a lot of them. I thought I learned them all, but you never learn everything. So I ended up I ended up working a deal out on the Friendlies, renovating that whole thing all over again. I actually left there on a little before my 2-year mark, and I actually opened at my second location the same date as I did my first location.
Wow.
So it's actually kind of crazy how that actually timed out, and it was just a coincidence. I ended up giving my lease to the Mixing Bowl.
Gotcha.
I had the entire restaurant for sale, and I sold it to them. They were just a great fit, and I gave it to them for cents on the dollar. To me, I wanted the perfect person there because I had dumped so much blood, sweat, and tears. Like, I don't think people understand, like, you know, what it took me to open that place. You know, it was 9 months of, you know, 20 plus hours a day. So I had an emotional attachment to the building. And then they came in and they were just the perfect mix. And, you know, they were a new business working out of a ghost kitchen. So their funds were pretty limited. And, you know, I gave them a deal of a lifetime, but they were deserving and they reminded me of myself. So I'm glad that I gave the old space to them. And now we moved up to Friendlies, and now we have a bigger space, and we outgrew that in about 4 or 5 months. But again, you know, I was, you know, opening a restaurant, it's not cheap. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know. So again, I was,
It was the thing. It was clearly the old Friendlies, but if you walked in, you realized it didn't look like the old Friendlies.
No.
You went crazy inside of that place.
So my thing is, I think presentation is everything, and cleanliness.
Yeah.
Every building that I have gotten has been disgusting when I got it. You know, loads of grease all over the kitchen and just, you know, dirty and outdated. And that's just not what I do.
Sure.
I have a certain vibe, a certain cleanliness that I keep. Like if you walk in my kitchen right now, it still looks brand new.
Yeah.
Because I hold my staff to a very high standard. I think cleanliness is everything, and obviously quality product. But people want to come in and feel comfort. You know, I think that's half your battle. So I had a 5-year lease there, and the beginning of year 5, I'd always drove by this. It was vacant at that point for like a year or so. And this was my dream. You know, this was like, okay, this is like the square footage I need, the space I need. It's got everything that I need. But it was just too soon to move. So I was like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And kept driving by, vacant, started getting towards the end of my lease. And so I made a call one day to Neville. He was the realtor. So I'm also a licensed real estate agent as well.
Gotcha.
I do that as well. I do a lot of other things as well as from the diner. But so I represented myself and ended up connecting with Dan Giamartino, the owner of Tully's, actually owns this building.
Gotcha.
He became a good friend and mentor to me.
Wow.
Amazing, amazing man. And we kind of went back and forth, and I tried to buy the building and they weren't having it, but they gave me a deal of a lifetime, and you know, I was the perfect poison, the perfect fit that they were looking for this building.
Sure.
So back and forth for months in the negotiations, we worked out a deal, and then I took on the biggest, most stressful project of my entire life.
Really?
Oh yeah. And made the other two look like a walk in the park.
Wow.
You know, you have to think this isn't a diner, this is a restaurant. I mean, we see hundreds of people in here. This place is enormous.
Yeah.
You know, and when I got it, it was a dark and dingy pub that had been closed for, you know, over 2 years.
Yeah.
So I had to breathe second chance diner life into this. It took a lot I had a very good contractor helping me, Kevin. I wouldn't have been able to do this without him. And we transformed this building in 102 days to what it is. This is by far my biggest accomplishment. This tested me in ways I never knew I could be tested. This pushed me to limits I never knew I could succeed and overcome.
Wow.
You have to think something of this size. This is the size of a Longhorn Steakhouse at Texas Road. This is a big place. And places like that have 10, 12 people orchestrating the opening of something of that caliber.
Sure.
I'm a one-man wrecking crew. It's just me.
Wow.
So to orchestrate all of the pieces to open this, I mean,
Sure.
I don't think people understand really what it takes from, the equipment to, all the kitchen equipment to building server stations and computers and security. I mean, the list is just enormous, and I was the only one orchestrating that. And everything has to fall into place at the perfect time. But opening this was the biggest accomplishment, the biggest accolade I've ever made in my life. And
It's awesome.
when I walk in these doors, I have the biggest sense of pride I've ever had in my life. It's like I was always meant to be here.
Yeah.
When Second Chance Diner opened, everything I did was a stepping stone to here.
Yeah.
I'm never leaving. This is our final resting ground. Everything about this place feels like home. I love pulling in here, seeing the outside, and then walking in. There's no bigger sense of accomplishment. A lot of days I got to kind of pat myself on the back and kind of snap my fingers.
Sure.
Be like, man, you accomplished this. You did this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great.
No, it's incredible. It's really, everything here is just the decor and like I said, cleanliness, like you mentioned. It's
I actually
awesome.
spent 10 days in Florida.
Really?
Yeah, I went to about 50 antique shops.
Wow.
And I handpicked all of this decor. It's all pre-1940.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I had it all shipped back, and
Wow.
so every piece has a story.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I wanted this to be something special.
Yeah.
I built the name, I built the brand. I just never built the home.
Sure.
And this is home.
That's so incredible. Real quick, we got to mention, while you were building that,
Yep.
you played a little gag outside,
I
right?
did. Yes.
Can
Yep.
you tell people what that was all about?
Yep. So I did not want anyone to know what I was doing. In human nature, the human mind, curiosity kills people, but curiosity also carries buzz. When people don't know something or they're suspicious of something, they talk, and talk builds. I mean, it's like the biggest source of free advertising there is.
Sure.
So I didn't want any of my competitors to know, like, I'm not in competition with anyone, but at the end of the day, other people own diners, they are competition.
Sure.
I don't compete with anyone but myself, but I didn't want anyone to know what I was doing. So me and my sign guy were sitting one day, and we had the idea to come up with a fake sign. And me and him created Joe's Sausage House in his sign shop. We printed it, I hung it, and the buzz that went around was unreal. And then people I heard this and I heard that, and I had to be very careful. I had to park my truck down the road. A lot of people know that I own Copper Tree Builders. That's my building company. So I had to keep my trailer down the road, or come in late night, unload what we needed and move. But I wanted to build the hype. I wanted to build the buzz, and I didn't want anyone, like I said, I didn't want anyone to know my next move until I was ready to announce it.
Yeah.
The amount of people we'd have come in, peek in, and I'd put signs on the door. And so then once I had announced that I was moving here, it went haywire. So there was a lot of thought behind that.
Yeah.
And, I thought it would be funny, and And, you know, again, like I said, build the hype. But yeah, that literally happened. Me and my sign guy just joking around in a sign shop.
Hilarious.
And I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. I'll hang it.
That's hilarious. I love that.
People still talk about that. People will come in here and joke about it.
Yeah. I still want sausage. I don't
I
know.
get-
I
we
was
get it all
excited
the
for that
time.
when I drove by, you know, like, hey, what's a sausage house? No, but that's such a great strategy, honestly. Like you said, the buzz that it created for free in business, you can't beat that.
Can't beat it.
You know, and it helps when people found out that you, like I said, you already established that name. You already had the crowd that was waiting forever to get in at the other place. Tell us just a couple more quick things, and I'll let you get back to it. But we talked a little bit about some of the unique things that you do here. Tell us just a few more things that folks might be able to get here that can't find it at other local places.
So one of my newest creations is honey butter pancakes. It's one of my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, they're pancakes with honey butter on them and a blueberry compote and a lemon zest on top. We do a lot of cereal-infused pancakes.
Okay.
Which you can't get anywhere else. You know, we do Fruity Pebbles,
Yeah.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, as well as French toasts. I have the Eddie's Hash Benny Burger. It's a burger with corned beef hash, fried
man.
egg, bacon, hollandaise sauce on top. That's one of my other creations.
That sounds pretty
We do
incredible.
donut breakfast sandwiches. We do all the cereal French toast. I mean, just tons of out of the box. That's what I strive on. Is I have your everyday diner fare, but I also have all those out of the box things that people love. You know, and that even goes into my bar. You know, we do big mimosa towers and crazy iced coffee flights and mimosa flights, and I just strive to be different. I strive to, you know, give the community something they can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know, and I strive in quality product and having, you know, out of the box ideas. And I think that's what's built the epitome of this place, is that I am different, you know, and
I love that.
we're always coming up with crazy new ideas. Like, you know, we already got a few new menu items we're going to be adding, redoing the whole bar menu. And to me, everything is about growth. You know, I'm never complacent. We're always, you know, and I have an amazing staff, amazing managers, and people who truly love to work here and be here. I try to be the boss I never had. So, you know, I walk in and, you know, you see my staff's always smiling and always happy and happy to be here. And I like to think that I play a big role in that.
Absolutely.
So, you know, just trying to keep evolving and coming up with these new crazy ideas, and, you know,
I love it.
trying to keep
That's so cool.
building things that, you know, you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because as much as I love the unique items, I'm willing to bet that the staples are some of your winners, right? The old school.
Oh, yeah.
So what is the most common ordered item?
I'd say either hash and eggs.
Wow.
People love our hash.
Yeah.
Comes fresh from the butcher. I mean, I never even liked corned beef hash before I got ours. Our corned beef hash is definitely a big one, and our omelets.
Yeah.
And then our cinnamon raisin toast.
Wow.
People go crazy over that.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to try it. It's so good. It's my absolute favorite.
That's incredible.
But we still have, you know, steak and eggs. I do a 30-day dry aged sirloin. It cuts like a fillet. Absolutely. So people love our steak and eggs. We do a lot of that. Tons of burgers once lunch hits. And then you have a lot of people that just come in for their regular over easy, you know, their egg combo.
Everyday diner breakfast.
Yeah, yep. So I guess it just depends on the person, you know. But my menu is built
what's
for
your
everyone.
personal go-to?
My personal go-to. So mine is 2 eggs over medium, bacon, our new home fries. So we do a deep fried and a home style home fry.
Oh, wow.
The home style are my absolute favorite. And then the honey butter pancakes, you can eat those every day. I go to the gym every morning, so I try to stay healthy. But
Yeah.
and then the fruity pebble French toast. Those are my
wow.
favorites.
Wow. That's
For sure.
incredible. All right, my man, you're making me hungry. So I'm thinking I'm going to let you get back to work. And if you got some room for us, I'm going to buy my team some breakfast here and
I got
try
it.
these
You
things.
got. I'll keep you guys in here. You can
That'd be great.
just hang out
That'd
here
be
by
great.
yourself. I'll have a server come over.
I'd love that.
Perfect. We
Last,
do a lot of we have tons of gluten-free. We have a huge gluten-free
that's
menu.
great.
So that's a lot
our
of.
little buddy over here is gluten-free. So
That's
that'll make his day.
that's a huge one. Like I said, I try to accommodate to everyone.
That's awesome.
You know, I don't want someone to come in here and be like, I can't order anything on this menu because I'm vegetarian or I'm gluten intolerant or whatever the case may be. We do a lot of stuff, especially for the gluten community. We have
that's so good.
gluten-free pancakes, French toast,
Wow.
tons of stuff. So
What, just real quickly,
Yeah.
to end, what are just the basics in terms of what are your hours, things like that?
Yep. So we're open 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, we're open 7 to 2, and Saturday and Sunday, we're open 6 to 2. And we're busy every day.
Yeah.
But what's great is we have the capacity now where the wait isn't that long.
Gotcha.
And I mean, on the weekends, sometimes we do get up to an hour or more, but again, people are willing to wait.
Yep.
But the best part of here is where I struggled is people would come in with 10, 12, 15 people. There, we struggled
Yeah.
to seat those people and to have them walk away or be like, it's an hour and 2 hour. We don't want somebody 2 hours for breakfast.
Right.
Here I have so many big tables and we have the banquet room and, it's someone comes in for a 12 top, it's like a 3 top, 4 top. We don't even stress, not a big deal. So that was one of the biggest things in my move was accommodating big parties because what we do big here is brunch. People go crazy for our brunch. We have a full service bar. Our bar is, it's no joke. And we get a lot of crowd of, 8, 10 girls all meet and want to go to brunch. So being able to seat them like that was another one of my things on the checklist that, had to check the box was being able to seat larger crowds. And we accomplished that. And I actually just started architectural plans. We're going to rip out the patio and we're building a whole 4 Seasons room. It's going to be all glass garage doors.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to build a private catering kitchen. And we're going to have a storage room, but this will be it'll be our private banquet room and overflow room. So I'm going to blow this door out. We're going to enclose all this. So we'll be able to open all the garage doors in the summer, but we'll be able to close them in the winter months and still use that as seating because believe it or not, I've only been here a few months, but we're running out of space again and I can't move again.
Yeah, I hear you. No, but that's great. You're finding solutions for that. So
Solutions
that's
for
awesome.
everything.
I love it, man. I'm getting a note from my producer.
This
Never done that before.
This
So, yeah.
just in.
Actually, so as we walked in, Danny and I noticed on the wall, you've got some Polaroids. Wall of Fame, Wall of Shame.
Yeah.
And clearly there's some kind of challenge. Mike just found it on your menu.
Yes.
Tell us what this challenge is all about.
Eddie's Ultimate Breakfast Challenge. So it is 5 pounds of food.
Holy shit.
And when we post it on social media, I don't think people realize that it's on a half sheet pan. So people will comment, oh, I'll beat that. That's nothing.
Sure.
And then they get here and we slam down this half a sheet pan of 5 pounds of food. And they're like, yeah, this looks way smaller in a picture. I'm like, well, it's 5 pounds of food. And so I always seen, with the food challenges, people would just hang your picture on the wall. So I wanted, like I said, everything I do, I try to be different. I try to be creative.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a wall of fame and a wall of shame. And if you lose, you go on the wall of shame.
Yeah.
But
a little
if
risk.
you win it, we can tack your name back over onto the other side. And as you can see, that wall of shame is almost a full board. And you look to the other side.
There's just a few.
There's just a few. We've actually had people travel from all over the world. We
That's
just
a
had
thing for some folks, right?
yes. So we've had a lot of like viral food challenge eaters. They've all won. We had one guy do it in little over 9 minutes. But our biggest one, we were about 2 weeks from moving, and Beard Meats Food came in to do the viral food challenge.
Yep.
He crushed the whole thing, then ordered deep fried PB&J, ate the whole thing. And actually,
He's just showing off now.
that video on YouTube has over 10 million views.
Wow.
He's one of the biggest food challenge eaters in the world.
That's incredible.
And to know, like, he came into my little hometown
Yeah.
diner, like, that was one of the biggest accomplishments, and like just a good sense of pride. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm on the map. This dude's from another country.
Yeah.
And here he is in the U.S., decided to fly in to Syracuse, New York. He was in Florida. In the video, he says that he was in Florida, but he literally flew to Syracuse, New York
Just
to
to do
come
this.
to Second Chance Diner to do Eddie's Ultimate Breakfast Challenge. Like,
incredible.
you know,
That's incredible.
that was a really, really, really cool experience.
3 huge pancakes, 3 Texas French toast, 4 sausage, 4 ham, 4 bacon, home fries, 5 scrambled eggs. And if you conquer, you win a t-shirt and your wall of fame. That's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
That's pretty awesome. Guys, Second Chance Diner, this is the place to be. Eddie, thank you so much for all of this.
It's an honor.
We're gonna enjoy some food, but this is what Good News York is all about. It's celebrating local businesses, local success stories. And,
Thank you.
And you knocked it out of the park. An inspiration for all kinds of folks. So
Thank you.
I really appreciate this, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You know, dude, one thing I've heard about the Second Chance Diner, other than just great ownership, amazing food, great atmosphere, we see that. I heard the service is like super quick,
Yeah,
like lickety split.
we just ordered and. I don't ever eat breakfast, and I'm
was.
really happy to be doing so right now. There you go.
Favorite food item at a diner, breakfast, is hash.
Okay.
And I was gonna order it anyway, and then he raved about it.
Yeah.
Let's check this out.
There's nothing like some good old corned beef hash.
That is by far the best hash I've ever had.
Wow.
And I'm not just saying that.
Are you just saying that?
No, I'm not just saying that.
Okay.
Okay. That is phenomenal, man. It's fresh.
I always wondered why they don't corn more meats, you know?
Yeah.
Why isn't there like corned chicken,
That's a great question.
corned pork?
Yeah.
Could be just as good.
There is a Cornish game hen.
How do you corn a beef, by the way?
You can just dump shit on it.
No, all right.
Yeah. It's like, you're corned. You know? What's your,
I thought maybe you just told the bad jokes for a while. It's my dad joke for the day. It's breakfast. I got to do it.
I bounce between fried eggs and scrambled.
Okay.
I'm not one or the other. Are you? Are you always scrambled?
I'm
or-
an omelet fella.
Yeah. Like a good omelet.
When I'm cooking, if I can pull off a fried egg without breaking the yolk, I will, but I usually can't, so it ends up becoming scrambled no matter what I do.
Yeah.
And I cannot make an omelet to save my life at
Yeah,
home. So it makes me appreciate it at the diner even more.
I can't do the flip.
It's a
never
simple
get it.
thing that many people have mastered. I am not one of them.
Oh,
Oh my God.
What in the world is this?
Oh my
So
God.
these little blueberry pancake bites, they just came out of the fryer, so they're very hot, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
How
Wow.
are the first couple bites?
Everything is great.
Awesome.
Perfect. Can I get us anything else?
No, thank
I
you.
think we're good.
I think we're great. Thank you so
I tried
much.
to make it pretty, but because they were so hot.
Oh,
it looks
you
great.
did a great job.
Thank you.
In the words of Wilford Brimley, this is diabetes. Diabetes.
Let her shoot that, and then also somebody's got to try the Fruity Pebbles.
Oh yeah, I will.
I did not expect it to come with
My favorite thing about a diner is that usually the menus have everything. From salmon to cereal. So it's great because you can be like, you know what? I want some French fries. I want a burger. I want a pancake. You know what I mean? It's just like
I want cereal on my pancakes.
Or I want cereal on my pancake.
Nobody wants to try the fruity pebbles.
Oh, do it.
I got a question though.
I will.
About the cereal pancakes.
Okay.
They look incredible. Mm-hmm. They're obviously clearly already covered in sugar. Mm-hmm. Do you put syrup on it?
That is a fantastic. You know what,
Danny's saying yes.
Danny?
No?
No.
Oh, he's saying no.
I think it's like putting creamer in coffee, like in really good coffee. Like you're ruining it with creamer, right? I feel like the
I'm saying
syrup.
it's already got the creamer. That's what
Right.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right. You know what I do? This is the way to go. Always eat something without the condiment first, and then decide if you can put it on.
I think we
you want
attack it. I think we attack it raw.
Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Ooh, I like it raw. Remember that song?
That's not where I thought that was going.
Oh,
It's Old Dirty Bastard. R.I.P.
Shimmy, shimmy, y'all.
Go right to the middle. You gotta get some of that.
Some of that creamy goodness.
Oh my God.
Are you gonna break
I'm going in.
Go ahead. Do it.
You are?
Oh wait, I can't. Gluten-free shit sucks.
I mean, it's only a little bit of gluten.
Yeah, but not a little bit.
All right. Anybody
Just
else?
Tell me about it very slowly, like so I can experience it.
Imagine you made pancakes, and then you put Fruity Pebbles in them.
Oh, perfect.
Yep, that is.
Sold.
It's everything that you could imagine. That's
Well-
it's that straightforward. I'm sorry, there's no better way to
I
explain
did eat the
it.
Fruity Pebbles shake,
Yeah,
and it was like a glorified
imagine
cereal
that
milk.
in cake form,
Yeah.
and then you got the
Okay.
pancakes. Yeah.
I can feel good about that. No, I went with a traditional breakfast because
This concoction that Ashley's got over here is really
yeah, those are
sort
the
of
honey.
mind-boggling. No, the drink I'm talking about.
Oh,
I thought it was just a coffee,
me too.
we one hell of a coffee.
bro.
I mean, look at the garnish.
You ain't getting that downtown.
You ever see those Bloody Marys where they garnish it with like a whole fucking stick of pepperoni?
Yep.
And like like porterhouse steak.
How is it?
It's very blueberry.
What is it exactly?
Blueberry pancake latte.
Blueberry pancake latte. Sounds like a K-pop demon hunter.
They let all the syrup sit at the bottom. Pull your straw up a little and try, like, in the middle of the drink. Yeah. No, try it now.
Oh,
Because it's just kind of,
Mandy, you seem to
Amanda's
be
a-
a diner aficionado.
She's a
No.
professional coffee aficionado.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and honey mustard. She knows her honey
She can
mustard.
teach classes on how to drink coffee.
Is that better? Did you get more of the flavors?
yeah. It's really sweet.
I mean,
Well, this is awesome.
I'm looking at espresso machine for an undisclosed location.
I'm not gonna eat for the rest of the week. This
Yeah,
is
no.
awesome.
All right, can I try the Fruity Pebble pancakes? I gotta.
Hell
This
yeah.
syrup.
No.
Thank you.
Pancakes, bro.
So it's not syrup.
That is syrup. She
No, it
said
is
wine.
syrup. Sorry, I
Oh.
thought you said, "Can I get you syrup?" And I was like, "No."
Okay.
Oh yeah, I thought you were trying to pass
No,
it
no,
as
no,
well.
no. I like the syrup on the sausage. So the problem with syrup
Food,
is
food confusion.
it spreads around the plate.
That's why you're supposed to put it on something absorbent.
Yeah. Well,
Or just cover your whole plate in syrup, which I strongly recommend as well.
that works too.
Danny's like, I know where to draw the line.
Yeah. Leave me alone.
I don't,
Diabetes.
I don't know. We did try the.
Actually, my doctor just paged me after I took that bite.
I bet.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, what are you getting into?
There's a new prescription waiting for me.
I also am a big dip your toast in the runny egg guy.
All right.
Gotta have it.
That's fair.
Gotta have it. And then on scrambled eggs, this is kind of controversial of sorts. I'm a ketchup on eggs guy.
That's
And
weird to
there are some people that are like really against it. Like,
might
I
be-
almost died once.
I might be one of
They're
them.
like, you put ketchup on your eggs? I'm gonna put ketchup on you.
I'm pretty sure Danny quietly did that a few minutes ago here.
I
It
do
just,
with my omelet.
Put it on my chicken, I put it on my eggs.
yeah,
Same thing.
it's a great condiment.
It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like you're that number
I
Oh, you're
nine.
not.
Ashley?
no.
I don't like it, but that's the Jersey way. Like,
Is that the Jersey thing?
Yeah, like a Jersey bagel.
Good News Jersey.
SPK, right?
Is that
I
where
am.
that originated?
All right, so there's a school of thought that believes ketchup is a child's condiment,
Yeah.
and after adulthood, you're a child for using it. I don't subscribe to
No.
that,
Wrong.
but I think there is some level of like, real food shouldn't be touched by
I agree.
your
You don't
measly
put
ketchup.
ketchup on a steak.
There
Thank
you go.
you. Thank
There
you.
you go.
So I'm with Danny. That's what I was gonna say, which is the childish for using ketchup.
I don't really judge you for the eggs, though.
I
I'll put that
only
up.
say it's childish to use ketchup if you use it on steak. Otherwise, have at it. Patrick Mahomes here.
The basketball
From-
player?
No, wrong. Football, but that was pretty good. He famously
I knew that actually.
talks about how he puts ketchup on steak.
You should do the wild hair,
As an
right?
adult, yeah. Which makes him just more hateable. So, and he owns a steakhouse, so.
It's pretty easy to hate.
So we're just about done here. None of us was brave enough to do the challenge.
No way. I would need a day to recuperate.
Let me just, out of all of us,
Okay.
we can wait till Amanda gets back here. But out of all of us, I want to know, Amanda, I want your input on this. Out of all of us, if one of us had done the challenge, which one of us would have gotten farther with it?
I'll tell you what, before you answer, if I smoke the right cannabis, man, I could eat a lot.
Thank you so much.
Blue Widow is a strain where I could probably eat everything in the house and then eat the house afterward.
Wow.
Yeah, it gets me hungry.
See, my money would be on you actually, because
Really?
it's always the skinny guy who's winning all the food competitions
Nice of you to
somehow.
say I'm
I
skinny.
don't know how that works.
No.
See, I was gonna say you because you understand the fat life. You used to be chunky, right?
I mean,
You understand the fat life.
bro,
What an answer.
I can eat for days nonstop, but I don't know that I could do that volume in the allotted amount of time.
And the pressure on top.
Are you not competitive though?
Nah.
Okay.
business competitive?
I mean, the only time I'm competitive is that, can I get thrown out of the all-you-can-eat buffet?
But that's
And so far,
Same
the answer's
deal.
been no.
How long did I didn't see the thing?
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
That's short.
5 pounds of food.
I think that if you were enticed enough though, because you have said, I'm eating really well, and then I brought in cookies, and you're like, oh damn it, I'm just gonna have to try it. So I think that.
Well,
you
yeah,
could be
but
swayed.
I'll eat like half a cookie or something. That's not
Yeah.
5 pounds of
Sure.
breakfast.
You do have good discipline
No.
for
All right.
someone who
I
quote
might eat a whole
understands
cookie.
the fat life.
But
will
still, that's
say.
not 5 pounds of food.
No.
I still keep a daily limit. So even when I indulge, it just means
Remember
I
when
eat less healthy food at the end of the day.
Remember when Adam Richmond did that Man versus Food? I always wondered, like, if they had a doctor that he had to go regularly see. Like,
Dude, there's competitive food. That's all they do.
Like Joey
Joey
Chestnut.
Chestnut. He's not a big dude.
Wait.
even when he's competitive eating, like his veins are popping out of his neck
I
and
just
his eyes.
never want to
and
be
he
that guy's
just-
plumber. You know what I
Good
mean?
call.
Like that's
Can we have Abel do it?
the Abel might.
Abel would
Oh,
be a
shit.
strong candidate.
I think you might be right.
We
might have to bring him back here.
Yep.
Anthony might be a sneaky,
Yes. Yes.
you know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anthony snacks constantly.
To be continued. Again, I'm saying there's
Abel might be the answer.
there's lots of us solid eaters, but it's different with a massive amount in a short amount of time.
Yeah. And then, like, you never see what
But
their
then again,
days like
so here's the
after.
list. It's 5 pounds of food, right? But when we were reading the list, it's sort of made it feel a little more manageable. It's like 4 sausage links. Like, okay, I can put those down.
Yeah.
It was actually only worked up to 5 scrambled eggs.
Which is not that much.
Right.
But he said it.
But
people
again,
read
altogether,
it,
right?
And they see the
and
picture,
then,
they go,
then you
"Ah,
see the
I
mountain
got
of
it."
food. Yeah.
So you're going down that path.
I don't
You're
know.
like, this isn't.
It's the order that you gotta eat it in.
Oh, they have a
Like,
set
you've seen-
order.
That's
You've seen some of these food guys.
Oh.
you gotta layer it the right way.
They'll eat the bread first.
Yeah, because that's the most filling.
Usually, my first thought would be I'd leave that last, like the pancakes and the French toast and stuff.
You go last with the carbs.
That's what I would think.
'Cause I feel like
But
that would be-
I wonder if they do it
professional
to
leaders, they
stack it on,
Yeah,
you know,
they
like,
and then the rest goes on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
But yeah.
I wouldn't know. I would just think it's harder to eat thick bread when you're already full. I feel like when you're hungry, get
that's
that
what I'm saying.
down.
I was like, that's the hardest part.
You do
Maybe
the
to get
water
that down,
thing.
stuff shit on top of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, this is getting out of control.
This is.
We're gonna end this episode.
All right.
We gotta go home,
Oh,
do some work.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll this one.
I'm Matt. He's
I'm
Mike.
Mike.
That's Amanda. That's
and-
Danny. That's Ashley. You can't see any of them, but
they're here, I promise.
They're here in spirit, and they helped us test this incredible food, and
Second Chance Diner, man.
it's the place to be.
It is. And we are brought to you by Ads on the Go. GetAdsOnTheGo.com.
That's it.
That's it.
Peace out.
Roll me home.